Today's focus is core work, so get ready, get comfortable, let's lie out flat on the mats and let's look at our back position. So feet underneath the knees or just spread from the knees a little bit, about hip width apart, and we're going to look at that curve in the lower back. So I'm putting my arms up on my side here so you can see the curve. Taking a good breath in, breathing into the ribs, but I want you to just try and keep a neutral spine. So neutral spine, we're going to feel a gentle curve under the lower back, not a large arch, and we're not flattened hard into the ground. Maintaining a neutral spine, I want you to exhale and engage the core. So in order to do that, I want you to imagine that your lower rib and the top of your pelvis are squeezing together as you pull your belly button towards the floor. And when we say your tailbone tilts, it's not a huge movement. It's that the front of your pelvis, so if you were to put your hand on the front waistband of your trousers, you would feel that moving towards your ribs and your tailbone would be lifting gently off the floor. Now let's keep contracted abdominal muscles and let's bring one leg to coffee table position and then the opposite leg. And what I want you to notice here is that as you lift to coffee table and bring the knee up, that abdomen isn't doming. So we're not letting the belly button kind of reach towards the sky. We're not pushing out into it. We're keeping our abdominals contracted as we lift one knee and then the other. The pelvis isn't rocking. So once again, let's ensure that our belly button is pulled towards the ground. And let's scoop up. So lower back is flattened into the ground and we're scooping the fingertips towards the heels, lying back for a rest. And again, scooping up, reaching towards the heels. Keeping everything pulled towards the ground, scooping the shoulders up. Scooping up again. So I want this to be a small movement. Okay, so again, pulling the belly button towards the floor, both the legs to coffee table position, arms to the sides. Knees are above the hips. Reaching past the thighs, scooping up. Breathing into the ribs here. Exhaling. You can pump the arms if you like for a bit of distraction. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. If your head and neck gets uncomfortable here, you can put the hands behind the head if you wish. Keeping the belly button pulled towards the floor. And exhale back. Bring one leg to the floor and then the opposite leg. Stretching the arms behind your head. Exhaling and scooping up into a seated position. Now again, you might find that difficult to do, and if you do, put one elbow underneath you to help you up. And we're rolling back down towards the ground, controlled movement, arms above the head. Exhale, flatten the back into the ground, scooping up, and just like I've done there, you can put your hands on the backs of your thighs to pull yourself up if you need to. Making a C shape with the spine, and coming halfway back, exhaling up to sitting. Inhale, exhale back, up to sitting. So each time we're just coming halfway back, pausing, take a breath in. Again, you can use your hands on the backs of your thighs to help stabilize you if you need to. But we want to get to a point where we're not holding onto the legs to sit here. And rolling back to the ground, arms over the head. Breathing in, exhaling the arms past the face again and back up to a sitting position. Reaching the arms forward, straightening the legs out, and we're going to try and do that with a straight leg. Soft bend in the knees, reaching forward, stretching through the back line, through the backs of the thighs. Take a breath in, exhale, and rolling back. Arms over the head, take a breath in, exhaling again, reaching forward. Bend the knees if you like. If that allows you to get a stretch in the back of the legs, bend the knees, rolling all the way back down to the ground again. This is deep abdominal work, so if you're finding this difficult, don't be surprised. Breathing in, exhaling all the way back up. It may be useful to put a band around the feet to help yourself up here and just start to help the abdominal muscles to understand the movement. And rolling back down to the ground, bending the knees. Taking a breath in, exhaling the abdominal muscles down. We're in neutral spine, and I want you to put your hands on the bottom of your ribs and feel the breath through the ribs. Reaching the hands down towards the heels. Take another moment there to breathe into the ribs. Reach the arms up over the head, exhaling them past the head and bringing one leg to coffee table position as we lean up towards the ankle. Opposite leg reaching towards the ankle. So we're going to alternate these leg lifts, and this isn't a sit up. I don't want you to come all the way up off the floor. We're lifting the head and shoulders. And again, if you find that this is uncomfortable on the neck, you can put the hand behind the head. So we're working into the obliques now, the muscles at the sides of the abdomen, and we're going to start alternating, reaching the right elbow to the left knee, left elbow to the right knee. Let's go one more round. Right to left, left to right. Get that twist in, slow controlled movement. And again. And hug those knees into the chest. Turn your head to the right and to the left, feeling that little stretch through the neck and shoulders. So we're reaching one leg up here and one leg away. Now my hamstrings are super tight, so that leg that I'm stretching towards isn't straight, but that's okay. So we're aiming to reach up towards the leg we're stretching towards. So one leg is stretched away and we're reaching as high up as we can on the leg that's close to us. Feeling that pulse of a stretch there through the hamstrings. And stretching the opposite leg away. Reaching up, stretching that leg towards us. And I want you to think about using your abdominal muscles here to pull you up. Don't use the arms and the biceps to crunch you up. Squeeze the abdominal muscles forward and allow yourself to squeeze up towards that straight leg. Or in my case, the slightly bent leg. Hugging the knees back to the chest. Arms by the side, let's get a nice rotation in here. So 2 knees to the left, looking to the right. Swap sides, 2 knees to the right and looking over to the left. Feel that stretch through the lower back. And just see how my legs are moving in a controlled manner. I'm not letting them fall to the side. I'm rolling them slowly. So on the exhalation, rolling them slowly. Arms behind the head, feet stretched away. Now the closer your feet are to the 12 o'clock position here, the easier this will be. The closer they are to the 9 o'clock position, the harder it will be. So again, pulling the belly button down towards the floor, double leg stretch to whatever level feels good to you. So I'm at about 11 o'clock here and I'm not letting my lower back come up off the ground. Once more, hug the knees in. Let one foot fall to the floor and then the second foot. Again, let's just take a moment to ensure our lower back is in neutral spine. Gentle dip in the lower spine. Breathing in and ensuring we're breathing through the ribs. Getting a little rotation in here, feet together, rolling the knees to the right and then to the left. Coming back to 2 feet as close to 12 o'clock as you can get them. And we're doing some pelvic tilts here. So you may not be able to see the movement here, but if you can notice, I'm lifting my tailbone away from the floor using my abdominal muscles. If that's too difficult with a straight leg, bend the knees. And we're tilting the tailbone up, hold, and gently release. Up, hold, gently release. Up, hold, gently release. Keeping that belly button pulled towards the floor. 1 foot on the ground, the opposite leg to 12 o'clock. And we're reaching up towards that calf. Shoulders off the floor, fingers towards the sky. And we're tapping that heel on the ground. So stretch that foot away as far as it will go. Tapping that heel on the floor, shoulders off the ground. Again, if you feel a tightness in the neck and shoulders here, you can lie down and just do the heel taps. Bringing that foot onto the ground, stretching the opposite leg to 12 o'clock and then down to 9 o'clock. Tapping the heel, shoulders elevated off the ground. Tapping the heel. And hugging that knee back to the chest. So coming to a seated position, legs wide. We're going to get a little bit of a rotation in here. So arms out to the sides and opposite hand reaching to opposite foot. Now I want you to think about your breath here. So exhaling to reach and squeeze through the abdominals. Inhale to turn, exhale to reach. Right hand to left foot and left hand to right foot and squeeze. So working through the rotation here, think about the back of the shoulders, the middle of the spine. Again, we're going for that dishcloth, wringing out the dishcloth. And once more. Now straighten the 2 legs in front of you. We're going to bend up that right knee and we're going to continue with the rotation, bringing the opposite elbow outside the knee and swapping sides. So right knee, left elbow, and then swapping sides, left knee, right elbow. And I want you to use that elbow to really squeeze you around, really wring out the muscles down through the length of the spine. Releasing tension through the neck and shoulders. Okay, so we're coming into a seated position again. Knees are slightly bent, dropping the chin to the chest. Exhaling and coming back, making a C shape with the spine. And then I want you to lift your right heel off the floor. We're not lifting it high. We're lifting to hold for 5 seconds. Take a breath in, exhale, coming back again. Holding the C shape in the spine, lifting the left leg. 3, 2, 1. And coming back to a seated position. Reaching forward, feeling that stretch. Coming onto hands and knees here now. And into a plank position. Heels are together. Toes are out in a tented shape. And again here, we don't want to be arched too much through the back. We want to maintain neutral spine. Pulling the belly button up towards the sky. feeling the strength of your hands pressing into the ground. Dropping your knees to the floor and pushing the elbows behind. I want you to slowly roll down and then scoop up, walking the hands back into downward dog position. Pressing the hips behind, feeling that stretch through the hamstrings, and then walking the hands back towards the feet. Take a breath in and rolling up through the spine. Imagine the spine is like a string of pearls reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling back down. Collapsing the spine forward and walking the hands down onto the mat. Into plank position once more. Toes are tucked. Hands are strong into the mat. We're going to come down again shortly into that reverse press up position. So we're lowering the knees first. Elbows traveling back towards the hips, strong and controlled. Tucking the toes and scoop up. Walking back into the downward dog position. The focus here is on upper body strength and control. Straightening the legs, give them a little pump, and walking the hands forward again. Strong position, strong through the length of the body, pulling the belly button up towards the spine. Feet are strong. Gently dropping the knees to the ground, elbows traveling back towards the hips. Slowly controlling the descent to the ground, scooping up. And let's bring one knee forward, dropping the opposite knee back. So this isn't quite a pigeon pose. We're just bringing the knee forward. We're not crossing the knee over. And we're getting a little bit of a rotation in here. So you'll see the theme of today's session. We're doing a lot of core work, but a lot of spine mobility as well, a lot of rotation. We can often work in one direction, front to back and back to front, and we forget to move side to side sometimes, especially if we're doing lots of walking or running. Opposite side, knee to the front, opposite leg back, twist away from that long leg. One more time. And hold that stretch for as long as it feels good. Stepping the knee back up. And let's reach for a bit of a back bend. So this one is strong, particularly if you're tight in the fronts of the thighs, reaching behind. Again, holding it for as long as you feel comfortable. Taking a breath there. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Turning your head to the left and then to the right. Walking the hands forward again. I hope you enjoyed our practice today.